All right, so welcome. Hey, Jennifer. Now we're live. Let me go back here. We're live every week, every Wednesday here, where I share all of the strategies that are going to make you attract leads, insurance leads, using any type of social network or even Google. So, do you guys remember back in the 90s there was this guy called Mr. M, and he used to uncover all of the magician's secrets. So he would go and he would tell how a magic trick was performed, and this is more or less what I do. I share with you all of the marketing secrets, all of the campaigns, what you need to do, the pitfalls, and that's what we're going to do today. So join me every Wednesday at noon CST. I'm going to be here. I'm going to share my screen. You're going to see me actually doing things that you can do on your own. And I have some exciting news to share with you, which is I'm going to launch a bootcamp where you can be right next to me live, and I'm going to actually see your screen, see you implementing this strategy so you can get all of the support. This is coming soon, a bootcamp. So if you want to join, here's one thing that you can do. Subscribe to my channel. Then you're going to get the notifications when the bootcamp is going to launch, right? So let's get started here, because first I need to start busting a few myths, which is many insurance agents, they try to do something on social networks. They try to post, but they don't get results. So could that be a reach issue? Could that be meaning you're posting something, but you're not actually getting to your audience or to a audience? And normally that is the cause. And let me explain. Perhaps you don't know how companies like Facebook operate. They are multi-billion companies that generate a ton of profit for their shareholders. So they need to be making money. And when you are posting, you open your profile and you post, you create a post, you're in their free mode. It's like a demonstration mode. You know, when you go to a game and like a video game, and there's this demo mode, unless you pay, you won't actually get all of the things that it can do. So it's the same thing with Facebook. If you go to your profile and just post something, that post is going to be shown to about 2 to 5% of your followers. So let's say you have 1,000 followers. You're probably showing your posts to maybe 20 people. So when you do a post and you don't get results, normally that is the problem. It's simply not being shown to the right people or to enough people. And here's the thing, I mentioned that it's not being shown to the right people, and maybe you want to sell a type of insurance product that your audience doesn't even need, right? So that's normally the first problem. Now, the second thing is your post. Is your post boring? Does it look like a flyer, a handout flyer? Normally that's what I see when I interact with brokers. They create posts that are simply just boring. And I'll tell you this, people are going to treat your post the way that you treat your post. So if you're not creative, if you don't put the effort to make it be relevant, then it's not going to work. And how do you create a post then? Well, you have to understand why users are on social media. There are basically 3 reasons why someone is on Facebook or Instagram. First one is to be entertained. People want to go and see something that makes them laugh, that makes them understand a different point of view. So something that is entertaining. The other one is to be educated. So you see how I use social media networks is to educate my audience. So that's why they come to my profile and other profiles. So That's one way that you can use to become an authority. You can talk about things in your world in a way that your audience will understand, and then you become the authority. Okay, and then the third reason why users are on social media is to connect with people, to maintain relationships. So when you are creating a post, you have to be in one of those categories, right? It's as simple as that. If you create a post that looks like an ad and you're trying to sell something, it's going to be treated like an ad. And do you know how people treat ads on social networks? They ignore it. And the reason is, it is so easy to ignore an ad. You just swipe and that's it. Your post is gone. So, so that's the second reason why you're not getting results. The third one is perhaps your expectation is wrong. Perhaps you're expecting leads, but your post is not requesting for a contact. Perhaps you're looking for video views, but you have a boring content. Perhaps you want likes, you want engagement, but your post is not engaging, right? So you have to align your expectation with what you want. And then the other one is consistency. And that's where I see the biggest pitfall with insurance brokers that want to use the social media strategy. And that's a term that I coined. It is the Santa Claus insurance broker. So the Santa Claus insurance broker only appear once a year, right? It is Santa Claus and they only come in once a year. So if you are that Santa Claus, you don't have consistency, you're not always there, you're not creating content, then there's no reciprocity. So they're going to ignore you when you appear. They will know that you're there just to sell. So that said, you don't have to be a slave of social media. You don't have to do 10 stories per day. You don't have to do 2 feeds per day. You just have to be consistent, right? It's super easy. Now, given all that, you're probably wondering, wow, that looks like a lot of work. And it is. It is. I'll tell you this. If you want to execute and succeed in attracting leads every day using Facebook and Instagram, it is going to require a little bit of work. That said, you could outsource to freelancers. You could do it yourself, but you have to commit. That's why it is. I normally say that there are multiple ways for you to write policies every day, 30 policies every 30 days, multiple ways that you can do that. I've done this with many insurance brokers, but you have to focus on one. You can't be doing one and then pivot to another one because it's going to take time to do it all. So, but the reason why some insurance brokers gravitate to Facebook is because there's this misconception that Facebook is cheaper. Well, in certain ways, when you compare cost per impression and all that, you could say that Facebook is cheaper. However, you're not comparing what you want. When you're looking at the right metric, which is the cost per sale, then perhaps Facebook is not going to be cheaper because it's going to attract way more leads than qualified leads. Okay, whereas Google will attract qualified leads, people that are in market. All right. So how does exactly Facebook works? Let's tackle this a little bit here. So Facebook is all about data collection. The moment that you sign in for a Facebook account and you install Facebook in your phone, that's the moment that you get that you give your life to Facebook, and they start to collect all of the data around you. So let me see if I can show something interesting so you can see the data that Facebook have on you. So let's go over here. I'm going to actually share my screen with you so you can see, and you can do this on your Facebook as well. So let's go to, let's see where this is. Ads. add topics and add settings, audience base, advertising. All right, so let me share this with you. All right, so let me show how you get here. You go to your Facebook profile and then you click settings and privacy, and then settings. And then you can go here to ads and then add settings. And then you go here to categories used to reach you. So go to interest categories and you're going to see all of the interests that Facebook have on you. So if you're interested in cooking, it's going to be here. For some reason, it's not loading here, but you can actually go later and do it go see yours. All right, so every action that someone takes is going to be logged and stored. And that data is available to you if you become an advertiser. Now, Facebook has two ways to allow you to be an advertiser. The first way is through a button called Boost, and you see it in your app. So normally you're going to post and Facebook is going to say, hey, this post is getting good reach, you should post it. The problem when you do that is you're disabling a lot of the artificial intelligence, the algorithms that Facebook have to support you. If you want to enable that, you need to use a tool called Ads Manager. So I'm going to share my screen here so you can see Ads Manager. So Ads Manager is a free tool. You only pay when you actually create a campaign, so you pay per use. So it allows you to create campaigns with intelligence, with interests. So we're going to use that here when I show you how to create a campaign, right? So you always want to use Ad Manager. Now, I mentioned that the main problem with Facebook is that you're competing for attention, and it is easy to be ignored. Someone can just swipe up and off you go. They're not going. Your ad is going to disappear, and they're going to ignore you. So the trick to succeed with Facebook is to understand how to attract attention. You have to be a master of stopping the scroll. So the scroll is that movement that users do. So you have to manage to stop that. And there's this guy called Nicholas Kusmich, and he created a framework. Let me share his framework here. And to me, it's just the way that he explains on how to create a perfect ad. It just makes a lot of sense. And hopefully it's going to help you as well. So he explains that there are multiple elements in a Facebook ad. Now, element number 7 is the first one you need to consider, which is the image. That's what's going to stop your scroll or the scroll of the people that you're impacting. So this image needs to be a high contrast image that tells a story, right? So ideally you want an image that normally people do not see when they are on Facebook. And that image could be something that shows an emotion, or it could be a trivia. It could be something that normally people don't use, and that's where the insurance brokers get it wrong. They use stock images here, and stock images, they look like ads. So when you use a stock image, it's going to it's not going to work because it's going to not stop the scroll. Now, then you want to start with a question that has an implied yes and speaks directly to your ideal target. Okay, so then you build report, you mention something like today, then you make your offer, you have a call to action, and that's about it. Element 6, That's only if you're using a landing page. That's not our case. So you won't have to use it here, right? So keep this in mind when you build your ad, and that's what we're going to build now. So my plan is for the next minutes to share my screen, and we're going to create an ad. And the ad that I'm going to show you how to create is an ad for life insurance. How about that? Does that look all right to you? Okay, so let me open here this ads manager. All right, so once you have your ad manager account, and the way to do that is to go to business.facebook.com, you're going to have your, let me add this here, right? So you're going to create a campaign by clicking here. So loading creation, then you're going to pick a campaign objective. And 80% of the mistakes that I see insurance brokers doing is by picking the wrong objective. So let me go one by one, so you're never creating this, you're never doing this mistake. So brand awareness, basically you're never going to use. This is used by corporations that want to get their brand out, be known. So you're never going to use this. Reach, I doubt that you're going to use it unless you're doing a very specific campaign. Like I can see you using this for a remarketing campaign. Now this is a more advanced type of campaign, so you won't use reach. You're probably going to stay in those two here. Okay, so in most ideally you're going to stay here. So traffic is one that you're normally going to use if you have a web page. If you have a landing page and you want to drive traffic there, you're going to use traffic. Engagement, you're going to use engagement if you're creating like an event, like Life Insurance Awareness Month, and you want people to engage with that. So you would do this, but rarely used. App installs just for apps. Video views, you will definitely use this if you're using a strategy where you first distribute a video, and then from the people that watched your video, you're going to retarget them and do an offer. So definitely use that. Now, lead generation is the one that you're going to use 90% of the time, and we're actually going to use it today. Messages, you could try this as well. So is this found on Facebook? Yes, let me give you the URL here. So that's the URL that you go to create to find this. Okay, you have to sign up for this, but it's free, right? So messages, you could try messages. And what a message does is when someone clicks your ad, it's going to open Facebook Messenger or WhatsApp. And that's a way for your lead to interact directly with you. So lead generation or messages are the ones that you're likely going to use most of the time, okay? Now, when you get to a point where you're generating at least 50 leads in 7 days, you could go to conversions. However, this requires setting up pixels. It requires a whole different set of skills that that's not going to be the case here. So if you are in the boot camp, if I am with you, then we'll use conversions. If you're on your own, let's go with lead generation. That's what you're going to do. Now, name your campaign. Here's the thing. We are members here of a tribe, right? And members of a tribe speak the same languages. So I'm going to explain how you create your campaigns in a way that whenever we meet and you say, hey, can you troubleshoot my campaign? I'll be able to see what you're doing. So name this campaign with brackets, and then you add lead gen. You always add the objective here, and then what you want to sell. So in our case, let's do life insurance. Typo here. Life insurance, right? So ad set. Here, the ad set is where you're going to put your target audience. So let's put here geo for people in a specific area, and then age. and then interest. Okay, so we're going to do this just so we know. And I like to add a number here, so 1, and then GOH interest. So if we have multiple ad sets, we can rank it by number. And then the ad name, we're going to do ad 1. Okay, so this is just naming. We're not doing anything other than naming here. Okay, so lead generation. I could do messages either way. Ideally, how you want to operate is you run this campaign, the lead generation campaign, for 1 week. So run for 1 week, and then after 7 days, you change, well, you stop that campaign, and then you create another one for messages. And then you're going to see which one had the best leads, which one had the best results for you. Okay, so that's normally how you do. All right, so let's continue. And then all we have to do is come here to the GOH interest. This is where you're going to select your Facebook page. So I'm going to pick mine here. And then the daily budget. So you're going to set a budget between $1 a day. So it's a daily budget, $1 a day, up to $20. So let's do $20 a day, at least for the first 3-4 days, because then you're going to be able to see how much a lead is costing you. At least you're getting an idea of how much this is costing you. So yours is probably going to be USD here, so $20 a day. Don't mess with the schedule here, just leave like this. And then locations. So here's where you're going to put people living in, so let's say San Diego. So you could put the city here, and then you have a radius here of 25. Or you can decrease this to less. Okay, so let's remove Brazil here, or you can put Los Angeles. All right, so let's remove San Diego. Now, the one thing that you want to do is change here people living or recently in this location, because I know we're in a situation where people they're not traveling that much, but if they were just traveling to that location, you would pick that audience. So let's just pick people living in this location. So you would add them here. Now age, because we're doing life insurance, you could put this here between, let's say 35, maybe to 45. Okay. And then if you want to pick only men, you could. And this is going to be your target audience. You're going to try to find what's your ideal client profile and add it here. Now, we want a type of detailed targeting here. So this is where we're going to add their interests, their behaviors. So let me show you some of the demographics that are extremely good for life insurance. So you go to demographics, and then parents, and then all parents, all parents. So you pick this one here. Okay, so we're down to 43,000 people that we have in Los Angeles, in this region, 35 to 45 men parents. Okay, so if you want people interested in family, married, parenting, you could add that here. See, so interest in parenting as well gives us 180 people. You want this to be around that, between 80,000 and 250,000 if you are in the $20 per day budget. Okay, so you want that. Now, don't worry about they say ad set may get 0 leads. Don't worry about that, because Facebook has no way of knowing how someone is going to interact with your ad. Okay, so you're going to leave that empty here, and then placements. Now, you definitely want to control placements, and remember, this is where people get scared. Please don't be scared with what I'm going to say, but Facebook is in a business to generate money. So if they find a way to give you leads, but also burn your money, they're going to find that way. And if you leave it automatically, they're going to do that. So control your placement. Placement means where your ads are going to show. So you don't want, so this is where your ads, where Facebook is going to burn your money in articles. So you remove this here, search, remove in-stream. You can leave the stories, you can leave this, and then feed, you want to show in the news feed and in the Instagram feed. So remove this, remove explore. So we're controlling where our ads are going to appear, which is only in the feed or with stories. Okay, so great advice there for you. And let's go to the ad. So understand that 80% of your success is going to be in your ad. It's going to be in the image and in the copy of your ad. Okay, so you definitely have to spend time understanding what Nicholas Kusmich was explaining here. So the image, the copy that you add here, this is where the gold is. Now I'm going to help you with this life insurance ad here. And first you need to find a big idea. The big idea is what is going to make someone be interested in the product that you're selling. And in the case of life insurance is when they realize that well, everybody's going to die eventually, the day is going to come, and we never know when it's going to come, but we know it is coming. And if that day arrives when our family is not prepared financially, then bad things are going to happen. So that's the big idea, and you have to find a way for that big idea to become evident, to become something that people realize what I just said. Because when they realize it, then the natural solution is to get life insurance. Okay, and that works. The same concept works for home insurance, for auto insurance, works for health plans. It works for everything. You have to think about what is the big idea that you want to convey, and then show it graphically through an ad. And the image that, and how do I find my images? So I go to Google Images, and I came here and said human life in months. And you've probably seen this. So they're like graphics, and you see these all the time that shows, so each row is 1 decade. So you're going to see graphically how many empty squares or diamonds you have before turning 90. And truth be said, the most active part of your life is going to be all taken care here, all filled. So my idea is to show this, because this is, remember when I said the 3 reasons why people are online? They want to be entertained. And this is entertaining because this is interactive. They're going to see this and they're going to try to see where they are. They want to be educated. So this is education. You're teaching them that, look, the end is near, and even worse, it could end before 90. If you actually reach 90, that's a good thing, but odds are that not everybody reaches that last diamond. And then the last reason is to create relationships, and that's why you see my photo here. You see, that's why my photo is here, and that's why my name is here. That's because we're creating relationships. If you have your logo here, that's a big mistake, because you can't create relationships with logo. All right, so let's add that media. So I'm going to click here, add, and then I'm going to upload. And then let me see where my ad here. Where's my ad? Actually, let me save it here, save image, and then ears. All right, so I saved. I can upload it here, and then years. All right, so I have it here. Done. And then the text. Like I said, and you might want to change this and tweak it and do some editing so it doesn't look like it's cropped, right? So I'm just doing this real quick so you know. So you definitely want your copy to be persuasive. And the way to do that is to follow that framework that I gave you here. So I actually created this copy for you. So it's like, you can copy and paste if you want. So the copy says, is it just me or seems like time is flying faster each year? And remember the framework here. So element number 1, start with a question that has an implied yes. So that's what I did. Is it just me or seems like time is flying faster each year? Right. So now I'm going to create a report, which is to establish a connection. So build report with a connecting statement. So I'm going to build that here. The other day I saw this image and my jaw dropped when I realized that I'm running out of years to receive hugs from my boys. So where's the report here? So I'm targeting parents, right? Male parents. And they're likely going to be like me. They're going to be, they probably, the best moment of the day is when they receive a hug from their children, right? However, then let's go back to the framework here. Words like today, so we need to use time sensitivity. So the worst thing is that, and I don't even like to talk about it, but you know that something could happen today and suddenly there's no more tomorrow. No more hugs, no more breakfast together, no more laughing when I say my usual jokes over dinner. So I continue to do report here, but I'm using a time sensitivity here. There's no more tomorrow, right? And then let's continue. What's your offer? Okay, so look, the thing is that we need to protect their future. And I chose a life insurance policy to pay for their education, their food, and take care of their needs when I'm gone. I know I won't be here forever, but my insurance provider will. So get this. When you realize that you're not selling a policy, what you're selling is a company that is going to pay for education, for food, for the credit card bill. When you can't pay, then this changes everything. You're no longer selling a thing, and you're selling a feeling, right? So this is powerful copy here. Then your call to action comes here. I am a life insurance specialist, and it is easy for me to know how to create the exact policy that I needed. And I can offer the same to you. Just click the button below to schedule some time to talk. I'll understand what you need, and I know that there's a way to get you protected without hurting your budget. So you see, copywriting is also about neutralizing objections even before they appear. One of the common objections when selling life insurance is I can't afford. And just by saying that it won't hurt your budget already alleviates that pressure. When that leads they come to you, you will see that the sales process is going to be a lot easier just because of this sentence here. Okay? Right, so your ad is pretty much done. You do sign up let's see, let's do sign up here, and then you can do an instant form. So let's do a form, and then you create a form. So you're going to ask for the questions, you're going to ask for email, full name, you can ask for anything, and then that's it. So I'm going to add that here, and then publish. So once you hit publish, your ad is going to go into a review mode. Facebook normally takes 24 hours to review, and then your ad is going to be shown. Guys, do you understand that just by doing this, you can do this today get it approved tomorrow, and by the end of this week, you will know if this worked or not, and likely it's going to work. It has worked in multiple markets in the past, but it's likely going to work with you. So you see how easy and powerful it is to generate leads on Facebook. All you need is, I think it took us like 10 minutes to do this, right? So there's no reason why you shouldn't be doing this week. And you're going to spend maybe $60 in 3 days to test and see how many leads you get. So you're going to, how do you get those leads? You're going to click here, and then you're going to click here again, and then your let's go to change the columns here, performance, your what's it, columns, yeah, your leads are going to be here under results. It's going to be here. So if you have leads, they're going to be here, and you can download them in an Excel format and just begin calling them. So let's see. So you got this, you got the ad. I think that this is everything that I wanted to cover with you. The other thing that I want to ask is for you to click the subscribe button, because I do this every Wednesday. So if you're here next Wednesday, and the best way to be here next Wednesday is by subscribing to the channel, because then YouTube notifies you. So you're going to see a different strategy. And if you come here next Wednesday, chat is going to be open. We're going to be able to discuss if you did this, what were your challenges, and then this tribe begins to grow. Right, so before you go, hit that like button over here. That's the only way that I know that you enjoyed today's strategy. And also make sure that you leave a comment so that I'm answering all of the comments. So make sure that you do that, and we're going to be in touch. All right, so stay tuned. Bootcamp is coming. I'm preparing everything, inviting people to this environment where we actually do this together with a set of insurance brokers. All right, so I'll see you next Wednesday. Bye.